Alejandro checking in straight from the shores of Playa Laguna, Grand Laguna Beach, outside of Sosua in the Dominican Republic. First of all, I want to give a shout out to all my subscribers. I know y'all been like, what the fuck have I been? Well, I'm gonna tell y'all where I've been, but let's just go back a little bit. 2013, it's 2023 now, so this marks my 10th year anniversary from the first time that I came to the Dominican Republic. And I'm just gonna say now, man, if it wasn't for this place, man, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't have made the connections with people and the network with people had I not started to travel. Again, I have traveled to other places and I plan to go to other places, but I had to come back to the Dominican Republic and give it its respect and its due because it's such a magical place. This is where it all started. So let me for a bit. So again, this is my first trip to the Dominican Republic in about 4 years. This is pre-pandemic. And 2017 to 2018, for those who were staying down here know, I had started a restaurant down here with my best friend. And we had some amount of success down here. Like, took some L's, learned a lot of things about starting a business, about you know, hiring employees, finding product, and you know, marketing, promotion. I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. It taught me a lot of lessons, and I gained a lot of experience about you know, working and starting a business in another country. Again, I'm gonna salute all the business owners that have been down here in Sosua and the Dominican Republic, because running a business down here is very difficult. I know I took some years off my life trying to do a brick and mortar restaurant, but I give you guys all credit. You know, if you're running a business currently, shout out to Flip Flop. He's been down here about, I think, 16 years. Man, salute, because it's not an easy thing to do. Like, people make it look easy, but it's not easy. So again, if you guys were down here around that time, I had HQ BBQ, El Dorado's Country Kitchen and Catering. If you tasted the food, you already know what it was. We had some good barbecue, some good down-home Southern cooking. So again, if you ever came by and had any food from our restaurant or one of our catering events, I appreciate it. So, all right, so let's fast forward. It's around 2018. I leave to go back to the Dominican. I'm only supposed to, go back to the States. I'm only supposed to be there about 2 or 3 months. But guess what happens when I get there? I lose my passport. I had a passport full of pesos, and I misplaced it somewhere. I don't know if I left it in some luggage in Miami or Fort Lauderdale, but lo and behold, I couldn't find my passport. And so I was putting off going to get my new passport because I'm like, I want to find my old passport, especially with the pesos in it. I didn't find my passport. Months and months and months and go by, I didn't get my passport. So I think it's around 20, well, let's see, what is it, 2018, the kicked off. The Dave CEO, aka Prize, aka CEO Monroe, he was like, let's go down to Colombia. And I was like, you know what, I haven't been to Colombia. You know, I kicked it with him when it was in the DR. And so what we ended up doing, I got my passport. And what happens is, like, right before we were about to leave for the trip, my sister, who was actually my business partner in my digital marketing agency, got deathly ill or whatever. I had already paid for my hotel, my flight in Colombia was gonna hit Medellin up at Cartagena. I had to leave him kind of stranded. So again, I apologized to him. I told him what was up at the time. I'm publicly apologizing, bro. I didn't mean to leave you stranded like that, but again, my sister family comes first. So we'll fast forward. My sister, fortunately now, like I say, she's doing well. It was life-threatening at the time, but again, I had to put off my trip. And so as we all know, around that 2018, 2019, that's when the pandemic came around. And when the pandemic came around, again, the world shut down. People were dying left and right in the States and around the world. So we came to the conclusion that this thing is serious. So I just told myself, you know what, I'm just gonna chill out and relax, make sure my family and friends are safe here back in the States. Because again, it's possible, I want to live as long as possible, so I'm just gonna chill out. It's crazy, I saw the movie Bird Box right before the pandemic happened. And if any of you guys have seen the movie Bird Box with Sandra Bullock, it basically was a precursor to what happened in the pandemic. So if you guys haven't watched that movie, go check it out. So again, the pandemic hit, again, everything shut down. Luckily for me, I have been working remote since 2004, so nothing really changed for me. I just wasn't able to travel. But I do want to give a shout out to all the travel vloggers out there that continue to make content, continue to travel. I know Ace Live was still traveling, Check in Effect was still traveling, Flip was still making content and showing us what was going down in the DR during the pandemic times. Let's see, Fresh Again, I love all of these guys' channels that continue to make content, because that shows persistence, that shows drive, that shows consistency. And in the YouTube game, you need that to grow. So again, I was able to live vicariously through them, even though I wasn't personally traveling. I was able to still see what was going on around the world, you know, all the different islands in the Caribbean and wherever else. At times, let's see, we get to what's today? It's 2023, 2022. Last year, October, I actually had the chance to go to Brazil with one of my homies who I went to high school and college with. Shout out to D. I was supposed to go with him years ago. This is like 2004, 2005, back when a club called Help was open. And I think the day that I was supposed to get my ticket, I left my debit card at home. And so when we went to his godbrother's house to book the tickets, because his godbrother worked at Delta at the time, I left my debit card. I was supposed to come back the next day. Guess what? One day turns into two, two turns into three, three turns into a week, month. I didn't book my ticket. So guess what? They went. They've been subsequently many times. I discovered the Dominican. So I had been going to the Dominican all this time while they had been going to Brazil. And so the opportunity came up last year. He was like, you know what? You haven't been to Brazil, and I already know how to move down there, so let's go. So actually booked a ticket, went to Brazil for like it was like 7 to 10 days or whatever, and I had a blast in Brazil. I got a little bit of content when I was down there, but I wasn't really focused on trying to get content. And I just wanted to go down there and chill, see the vibe, you know, mingle with the people, you know, eat the food, kind of, you know, guess what do you want to say? Familiarize myself with the culture, right? Because like I said, I've been coming to the Dominican for so many years, so I just needed a change of pace, and Brazil is definitely that deal. It was a very long plane ride from, I flew from Atlanta to Miami, which was about a 1 hour, 30-minute flight from Miami to Brasilia, which was 7.5 hours. And then from Brasilia to Rio de Janeiro, which is about another 2 hours. So that flight wiped me out. At least it took me at least a day when I got there just to get my bearings. But I definitely enjoyed Brazil. It's a place that I definitely will go back. Again, I have some footage. I'll eventually drop some of the footage when I was down there, but it was an awesome place. So again, that was last year. That was my first trip post-pandemic that I went to. So let's fast forward to today. It's 2023. We're in July right now. I've been here since the 10th. So really, again, I've just been chilling down here, just, you know, catching up with all my homies and friends. I went by Flip Flop, man, chopped it up with him. Great YouTuber, great influencer, very knowledgeable person down here who's been down here, who's doing business down here. He knows any and everybody. So again, if you pass through the Dominican Republic, Sosua, Flip Flop is the place to go to. He's not gonna steer you in the wrong direction. Friends, you know, who I've known for quite some time. And some of my other homies I haven't seen around, so I don't know, maybe they're in the States or other part of the island. But Cool Cam, I spoke to him. Like I said, he was on the southern tip of the island, so we're probably gonna catch up maybe sometime this weekend. Like I said, but I had to come back here because, again, this is my 10th year anniversary. My first year was 2013, Memorial Day weekend. And that time was so magical, it was mystical, a spell down here. And I tell everybody, if you were able to experience the Dominican during that time, Passions, CMP, Latin, the old rumbas, I didn't even know what a classicals was. You didn't even have to leave 5 bars on Pedro Placente. You were gonna have the time of your life. And I tell people, if you didn't experience it at that time, oh my God. But if you haven't been down here, like I said, you're going to enjoy yourself. So for people who have been going to other countries, you know, Colombia, Brazil, Thailand, Philippines, and all that, they're all great countries. Everybody's gonna have different experiences and have their biases. But again, the Dominican Republic always holds a special, dear place in my heart. That's why I had to come down here, like I said, for my 10th year anniversary, chill and enjoy the scenery, the vibes, the people, the culture, I mean, everything. So that's pretty much what it's been. In the meantime, what I've been doing, I've just been working. Everybody knows I work remote from home. I've been working from 2004. So I have the ability to travel anywhere in the world. As long as I have good Wi-Fi connection, good internet connection, I can pretty much, I book a one-way. I booked a one-way to come here, and I go back home whenever I decide I want to go back home. And so fortunately for me, I had discovered how to do this. But one thing that I noticed is that I'll come down here and they redline. Guess what? They run out of gas. They run out of energy. Like you said, they don't know how to move down here. You run into problems, and it's just, since I've been able to come down here and live as long as I have, I've built up some knowledge in terms of how to move. I've never been locked up in a Dominican jail. I've never been banned from a country. I'm free to go anywhere in this country, free to go anywhere in the world. So I do have a little level of knowledge and expertise that I've given out to people personally. But what I ended up finding out is that most people down here, they don't have the discipline, they don't have the focus when they live down here or come down here to be able to manage their funds. And the first thing that usually goes is their money. Entertainment, women, clubbing, excursions, miscellaneous things of that nature. They usually run out of the money before their trip is over with. And so I was like, what is something that I can do to give back to my followers, to other fellow travelers who probably haven't learned how to move or learned how to generate money while they're here. I've created some assets I'm gonna make available to my followers and to, like I said, anyone else who's interested to learn how you can make money while you're here, so you don't basically turn your vacation to a staycation. Because I see a lot of content creators that are on YouTube making all this content, but guess what? They're not making money. I can see it because I know marketing. Like I said, I've been in the digital marketing game for like 5 years now, working behind the scenes. Not everything happens in front of it, it happens behind the scenes. And I see mistakes that they're making, or little things they can do to tweak their YouTube channels or tweak their accounts to where, guess what, you're generating money every day you're here. So again, I'm going to leave resources down in the description, link to my website, link to my email, my DMs, they're all open. So what you can do, you can just hit me up if you want to schedule a consultation, and basically I can help you turn your vacation to staycation. All you have to do is to create content and be able to accept payment, whether that be PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, or however you get paid online. But it's pretty much what I do anytime I travel anywhere. Guess what? I'm able to generate money. And again, this is not money from my job. This is additional money just from being able to make YouTube, because like YouTube is a business. So once you start treating it like a business, start making money. So again, this is a quick intro video. Again, I'm going to expound and make some more in-depth videos about exactly how to live, how to work, and again, how to experience life. Because again, the only thing that matters at this point in time is this, your passport. I know it's a lot of debates going on about passport bros and passport hoes and digital nomads and all of those things of that nature, and it doesn't matter. What I always tell people is that don't take advice from people who are not healthier than you, happier than you, or wealthier than you. If they don't have any of those things and you don't ascribe to be like them or have their life, don't listen to their opinion, because what they're gonna do is try to stop you from living your life and chasing your dreams. So again, if you like this content, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Again, all my resources will be in the bottom to let you know how you can make money while you're here every day or anywhere else in the world. You do not have to go broke. You do not have to go home. You do not have to beg your subscribers to send you, money so you can book tickets or anything like that. If you do it the right way and you set it up the right way, you can live anywhere in this world. And again, the world is your oyster. That's what I always say. So again, it's Alejandro from Playa Laguna. This is one of the hidden gems outside of Sosua. A lot of people don't know about it, but again, I hope you enjoyed my update video.